Another Emma joining us. Lovely. Okay, great. So we are on Friday, the 26th of February. This is our final live webinar in the build up to our International Women's Day Conference. I think this is the 5th or 6th one we've done. I think Eva's been at every single one. So Eva, you get, yeah, well done to you. That's amazing that you've, hi Emma, nice to see you. Yeah, so well done for being here. Good stuff. So Katie, 3-year-old twins running around my feet. Oh my God. Oh, well, I absolutely no problem at all. I've got a dog by my feet, and if somebody knocks on the door, he'll bark and I will leap 10 foot and be very embarrassed and I'll have to let him out. So I'm just forewarning you, that might happen. Okie doke. So let me share the slide deck with you. And hi, Ali, nice to see you as well. In a minute, hopefully we'll see you. Good to have you here. Let me take you through today's little bit of fun, I hope. Hope to get you inspired. Right, slideshow from the beginning, and it looks like you can see it. Please say you can.
Yep.
I know you'll tell me if you can't. Thank you very much. So final webinar. This came to me and I thought, you know what, we've got two great speakers coming to our event who are going to introduce themselves in a minute or two. And I do think that the whole essence of our International Women's Day event and our conference and everything we do in the WLA is about pushing our boundaries, making us think bigger, bolder than we ever thought before. And I know Ngozi is going to be talking about imposter syndrome and how we hold ourselves back, and joy. Do you know, Joe, I want to call you Joy. All the time I look for the word joy. Maybe it's just because that's how I see you. I don't know. Joe, not Joy, will be talking to us about vision boards. We'll come on to that in a minute. But before that, it's our 7th one. I had a little look through there. I was working it out, thinking, when did we first start doing them? And this will be our 7th International Women's Day event and our very first online one. So it's a big step for us. We've only ever done it in one day. Last year we had an awards dinner. So we did a sort of day and a half. And then this year we're doing a full 2 days of stuff. And really happy to say that I had a phone call this morning with Ed McAlpine. Now, Ed McAlpine is the chairman of Sir Robert McAlpine. And he has recorded a video, which he kindly shared with me this morning to welcome everybody to the event. So how cool is that? So that was really lovely. He's a real advocate of gender diversity and has done loads of stuff in construction. So we will be talking about that next week. So that was lovely. Oh, right. Let me do this first. I kind of jump around each time we do this every week. But let me go to both Joe and Ngozi. And I want them to just share a little bit, not forever, guys, but a little bit about you and what you do. And then what we'll do is, and a little bit about what you're going to cover on the event next week. And then we'll come back to you afterwards as well. So I'm going to stop my share and I'll hand over the microphone, as it were, to you. I don't mind which of you goes first, but let me welcome you. Ngozi, you're unmuted.
I'll go first. Hi, my name's Ngozi. Thank you, Sandra, for inviting me. Yes, so my name's Ngozi, and I run a company called Aurora Wellness, which is a mental health and well-being and productivity coaching consultancy based in Manchester. And we have a really simple vision, and that is that everybody should have a good day at work. That's it. We are here to enable good mental health and well-being in the workplace for everybody. And we do that through our coaching, through our talks, through our one-to-one and group coaching programs as well. And yeah, imposter syndrome is something that is very close to my heart, having only recently uncovered that this is something that I've been struggling with for my whole career and how it's held me back. I'm keen to let everybody else in on the secret. I didn't realize this was a thing until a few years ago. So now that I know what it is, and I know how you can stop it from holding you back from your dreams, I'm keen to share with everybody this secret that I've uncovered. So that's what my workshop will be about.
Awesome. Thank you. Amazing. You get to choose, by the way, those of you who haven't yet booked your ticket, why not? But you have to choose between these amazing speakers. Lynn was with us, Lynn Roseman was with us last week. She's another speaker as well, and her session looks great. So let's come over to Jo now. Jo, tell us a bit about you and what you do and what you're going to be doing on the day.
So yeah, thank you, Sandra, and again, thank you for inviting me. Really excited to be part of this. And like Ngozi, I'm a life and business coach, and coaching, I'm really passionate about coaching. I'm really passionate about empowering people to take the action that they need to do to get to where they want to be. And like it says on the tin behind, you know, have your moment to shine, and really find those superpowers that we've all got inside us, and just let them all out. And one of the ways in which I help clients do that is by creating vision boards. And I'm not sure if any of you have done that before, although Paula, it looks like you may have something in the background that you prepared earlier, which is fantastic. But vision boards can really help you bring your goals and your dreams to life. So whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, if it's your next career goal, if it's your next home, if it's your holiday, if it's looking at your happiness, if it's looking at gratitude, or whatever it might be looking at, you can create a vision board to help you get there. And the fun part is creating the vision board, and the hard part is about taking those actions once you've created it to achieve what you want to achieve. And that's where vision boards are fantastic to do that, because you know it's there in front of you every day. You can look at it, you can decide what actions you need to take to where you want to be. So that's what my session is going to be about, to help you create your vision board in the session, or at least make a start on it. And that can be a digital vision board, it can be the traditional, you know, big canvas, magazines, paper, glue, cutting stuff out. But we'll help you create the vision board, but most importantly help you to think about the areas of your life that you might want to work on, but also how you're going to get there, how you're going to bring that vision board to life. And it's about taking that action, and that's the important thing. We can create the vision board, it can sit there, look fantastic, but if you don't take the action, it's not going to work. So that's what I will be doing, and really looking forward to whoever would like to come on the workshop. So yeah, that's me, Jo. Thank you.
Tell you, it's hard, isn't it? It's a hard choice. Also, Jo, you reminded me on the very first session we did of these, we invited Tamsin Astor, who is going to be talking about how do you create habits as well. So taking it one step further. So there's absolutely, as Jo says, creating the vision is the big thing. You know, what are your dreams? What are the big things you want to do? Then how do you actually make that happen? And then how do you turn it into a daily habit and routine? Otherwise it sits out there, and it just doesn't happen, because we get used to working in a certain way.
Yeah. And that's the key. It's deciding on the actions and making them part of your daily routine, so that it become a habit. And once it's become a habit, you just do it, and then it's like, oh, I can work on the next bit then. But yeah, that's the important part. So
awesome. Thank you very much, and thank you for being with us, you two. Really appreciate it. So let me I'm going to come back to that, actually, and jumping around as I know I normally do. These are some pictures from last year, just dug them out. I was having a little moment of memory, and reminding ourselves of these in-person events when we could hug each other and see each other and be together, because we always normally do this in a lovely venue. So this was with just a few of the pictures last year. So it's going to look very different this year, I think, but hopefully it will still be as magical as we create it. Right, guys, let me just do a little bit for you around being big, being bold, and going for your big dreams. I love this quote from Richard Branson. If your dreams don't scare you, they are too small. So I want a quick show of hands. How many of you have got dreams? How many of you got big goals? Okay, those of you, I can see a few of you. And how many of those goals feel scary? How many of them are you sitting on the edge of your, okay, yeah, because that's where it needs to be. It's that it's that sort of sitting on the edge of the rock face with the big drop and going, oh, can I do it or can't I do it? That's when the growth comes. That's where the magic is. And I think with anything that you set yourself, it should feel a bit daunting. It should feel both daunting, but hugely exciting. That's what we need to be getting to. And people who work with me have seen this slide again and again. For me, the magic only happens when we're outside of our comfort zone. So that's, you know, where that's where it is. We can stay here in our nice sort of everyday, doing what we always do, expecting a different result. It's only when we push ourselves. It's only when we step up, when we start to do things we don't normally do. That is where the magic happens, time and time again. And I want to say, you've got to stop with the excuses. You know, there are so many ways that we hold ourselves back from achieving whatever it is that we want to achieve. We have a lot of excuses, and I'll just share a few of them that you might relate to. I'll come back to actually. Basically, I can't do it. I'm not good enough. I've got to prove myself first. I haven't got time. That's such a big one. I haven't got time. I've got to look after the kids. I've got to look after this. I've got to do the other. I'm too old now. I'm past it, or I'm too young. Who's going to take me seriously? We have millions of these programs and conditionings in us, and they keep us where we are kept. It's so interesting, actually. I find for women will not invest in themselves is something that I've come to learn to be true. If they have an extra pot of cash, they will spend it on their family, usually. Very rarely they'll spend it on themselves. And if they are seeking investment from others, they'll be really hesitant about trying to get it, and because it's this whole idea of self-worth and what we believe to be true. And I love the guys because they'll just make stuff happen. They're just great. They're just not, when I need this, I'm going to go do it. And I think, again, in terms of your own dreams, are you holding yourself back because you think you can't, you haven't got time, you'll do it next year, you'll do it when this happens, when that happens, and you're keeping yourself safe? As this slide says, most people keep themselves small. And if they're keeping themselves small, they either don't know what they actually want. If you really step back and say, what is it you want? A lot of people don't really know. Or they might say, well, I just want to be happy. But what does happiness mean? Because happiness for you will look very different as it does to me. And the other thing is, we won't ask. There was a lovely quote that I was going to use this morning. And it was something like, we often don't achieve our dreams because, our prayers aren't answered because we don't ask for them. And I thought that was really nice. I thought that's exactly it, isn't it? Do we believe that we can have something? And if you don't know, you'll never get there. You know, time and time again, I have to say this to myself, Sandra, just ask. And I use that word just. If you saw my video last week, I talked about that word. Because if you don't ask, you'll never get. And as someone said to me not that long ago, if you ask and you get a no, then you're in no worse place than where you are today by not asking. And I thought that was really helpful. I thought, of course, yeah. So just be brave. As women, we've got to. You'll hear me say this. You've got to put our big girl pants on, and we've got to get on with it. We've got to be brave about what we want. We've got to set an intention, and we've got to really believe in what we can achieve. And all of this stuff, as you know, I'm really passionate about, and that's what we're going to be doing on the event. So I think I'd like to share the event with you. For those of you who don't know it, oh, wait a minute, I have one more slide actually. Let me just share this last slide because I really like this one. Oh, if only we could live our lives this way. If only we could just jump and believe it will be all right. I hope you will keep that picture in your mind when you start thinking about what it is that you want and how big and bold are you being. Would you leap off a cliff knowing that there will be somebody or something there to catch you? There's a good question, hey? Stunned you all into silence. So, okay, let me walk you through the program. Any questions on that, just while I'm digging out the, for those of you, because I know there's some new people on the course, I just want to talk you through what will be happening next week at our
Andrea, can I just share? This is a bit of a coincidence, but I choose an intention card every morning, and it kind of just helps reframe my thoughts. And the card, I don't think you'll see it because I'm on Zoom, or you might see it, but the card that I chose this morning is "What's stopping you?"
Oh,
So
really?
it fits perfectly with your session. And that is absolute coincidence.
Do you know, I find absolutely everything we've been talking about just now. I've started doing, I have invested in myself, but I'm getting it cheap. But on positive intelligence. And if anyone's interested in having a look, it's www.positiveintelligence.com. And you can see, there's a couple of tests on there that you can see to get your PQ score and to see what are the saboteurs that are coming in and holding you back, and all these things that we've talked about just now. It's all in there, and I'm just sort of, wow, this is such an amazing thing, and to really understand all the your judge, that's your imposter syndrome, and it's your major destruction, if you like. It's the chief saboteur that's in there, just orchestrating that and all your other saboteurs. And it does hold us back. And if you can unpick it and see it coming and disarm it, then it takes you to a very different place. And I just had to share this because it's sort of every time anyone talks at the moment, it seems to affirm this course, and I'm quite excited about it all. So yeah,
brilliant. We will thanks for putting that in, Eva. That's great. Yeah, no, I think whatever route it is for you that helps you show up in your best way, do it. There are 1,000,001 different strategies, 1,000,001 different support networks, and different ways you can do it. But for me, that is what life is. We're on this journey to shed all the conditioning and just bring our gifts more and more to the fore. And the more we can do that, the richer the whole world becomes, because we're showing up in a bigger way. Part of my little mission, that is. All right, let me take you through what we're doing. If you don't know already, where have you been? So we are starting next Thursday at 9 o'clock. Although if you've already booked on, then we're doing a briefing about 8:45 to talk you through the new platform that we're using, because we're not using Zoom. So it's all changed for us as well. But it looks great. We can get you networking with people and all sorts. It's a really lovely platform. So I'm going to start by talking a little bit about my passion for feminine energy and why and what and all of that. Still working on my speech, but I'm going to be doing one. And then Ian Fennell, I had a lovely chat with him this week, Chief Exec of Hitachi ABB Power Grids, huge supporter of gender diversity, doing loads in his business, and is also sitting, in fact, he posted something on LinkedIn this morning, actually, around a government committee he's on looking at post-COVID recovery, and he'll be sharing little bits of that with us next week. So looking forward to that. Then we have our first panel. We've got several panels with Helen, Sonia and Carol talking about, all from 3 very different businesses, and really their response to COVID and what happened and what have been the lessons learned, what do they see as the new future for leadership, and really great women, open to questions as well. So lovely session. Then, hurrah, we've got our Paula, who's here today, talking about her passion. She is a pioneering woman. She's a marvel. And she's going to be talking about Roy Castle Lung Cancer Foundation and her mission to eradicate lung cancer. Fabulous. Can't wait. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the WLA. We've got these 3 amazing women. I don't think any of them are on today, actually, who've been members, and they're going to talk about their journey, but not just about WLA, but their journey in life. Again, one of my big passions for this event is that people take away inspiration for themselves, whether the WA is right for them or not is irrespective. For me, it's about where are you going in life, can you show up in a better way, and these 3 women will tell you about what they have done. Amazing. Then we have our deep dive sessions. So if you've been on the previous sessions, you'll have met Laura talking about totally you and who you are in life and being your best self. Sarah's going to talk about challenging conversations, something a lot of us leaders have to deal with. Then Joe, I was just about to say Joy again. Joe is going to talk about digital vision boards. And we've also got Kate doing a great session on the menopause. After that, we finished day one with Geeta Sidhu-Rob, who was also on one of these earlier sessions, talking all about how do us women become undismissible and developing our authority, our presence, and our leadership. Then day two, Ed McAlpine is going to welcome us, which is amazing. Then Nikki Clark is going to talk about, I think, quite a deep, interesting session, all about, she's the Chief People Officer for a trust in the Northwest, and the Northern Care Alliance Trust, actually. And she's going to talk about what it's been like in the hospitals over the last year. And I think if we're really thinking about resilience, then we need to hear these stories. And this should enable us to put our own issues in perspective, I guess, and just think about what we have learned over the last year. We then have another panel of three amazing women, Dame Laura Lee, Chief Executive of Maggie's, Karen Brooks, Director of People and Infrastructure for Sir Robert McAlpine, and also, I have to say this, the owner of a football club, which I think is so cool. So she's going to talk about that. Jackie Hyde, also sponsoring one of our awards, has won many awards herself for the work she's doing in the insurance industry. So three great women, three great stories. More deep dives on day two. Ngozi, hurrah, talking about imposter syndrome. We have Bev, who's going to talk about remote leadership. We have Lynn, who's here, talking about how we have to own our voice and step up and speak with passion and clarity. And then we have Jill and Gary talking about their upcoming book on the accidental sexist. And that should take us to lunch. And after lunch, we've got a STEM panel. How do we bring more women into STEM? By these three great people, Jeremy from Shell and Kate from NDA and Claire from Tiva. Then to Angela Luga, who was one of the FTSE 250 female leaders. There aren't many of them, there still aren't many of them. She was one of them. She's now an NED in multiple retailers and chair of several. Fabulous woman, great story. And she's got some really interesting ideas around how we blend this kind of gender issue with engage the men and all of that we need to do. And then the final speaker of the event is Tamzin Astor, who's going to talk about creating those habits. Great woman, great session. And we finish with our awards ceremony. We have 3 awards. We've shortlisted, and we will announce the winner of those 3 awards with a glass of fizz, I hope, at 4:30-ish next Thursday. And if you've not got your ticket, these are the prices. 1 day, if you can only make 1 day, $197. If you can make the 2 days, it's $297. And if you can make some of it and you want all the recordings, $397 plus VAT. There you go. That's the programme. Questions, thoughts, comments?
Can I ask a silly question?
No questions,
the workshops, you can just choose one. They all happen in parallel. Is that right? They're all happening at the same time.
That's right.
So you choose one from day 1 and one from day 2.
Yes.
And if we've made a decision and we want to change it, can we do that?
If you're quick.
Okay. Thank you.
I missed that. What do you mean by that, Lynn? You can choose, because I'm going to book 1 day. So can I assumed I would follow the list of speakers on the 1 day.
You are, but when it comes to the master classes, you pick 1 before, but you get everything else.
Okay,
we're not doing all 4, we just couldn't fit it all in, so we're running them in parallel.
I understand, yeah.
Oh, great, Katie. I'm really glad. Lovely. You've come into both days. That's awesome. It's going to be a good, well, I think you'll, oh, there she is. Hi, Katie.
Sorry, I've got twins watching. Great. I've got twins watching Paw Patrol that keep on coming in and out. So I just thought I'd just go on mute and trying to make lunch and stuff. I'm multitasking, but yeah, I'm really excited. All the speakers look fantastic.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Thank you, Katie. It'd be great to see you. And make sure you got your questions ready. You know that awful moment, I'm relying on you all when I do that. And what questions have you got for the panel? And everyone doesn't say a thing. And then I've got to rapidly think of an intelligent question to ask. So please, please have some questions. Have a look at the speakers and their bios and what have you. And just think about what questions would you ask that would help you or your colleagues, that would be great, definitely. Yeah. Ngozi and Joe, have you anything else you would like to say? Anything else you want to put in the pot?
I could talk for England, Sandra, so don't get me started. But if there's anything else that you'd like me to particularly touch on, I'm more than happy to, or Ngozi might have something.
Just mention briefly, actually, Joe, is the radio, because that's an unusual. I don't think we've got any other speakers who's got their own radio show. Would you like to just say a few words about that?
This is a perfect example of it's never too old to try something. You're never too old to try something new and stepping out of your comfort zone. And when you were talking about comfort zones earlier, I'm a serial stepper out of comfort zones person. I don't think that's correct English, but what I mean by that is I constantly push myself out of my comfort zone, and that could be anything. It could be a physical challenge. It could be speaking on a stage. It's whatever is a challenge to you. It is about pushing yourself out. And once you've pushed yourself out, then you're like, oh, I want to do it again. Anyway, I did a couple of years ago, I met this guy, Steve, and he started telling me about his dream to bring this new radio station to life and to online called Inspire Radio. And it's all about self-development, well-being, positivity, moving forward, stepping out, all that good stuff that we want to hear about. And by the time we'd finished talking, and I'd met him a few times, I got to know him, and then I suddenly found myself offering to present a show, but not just one show, the Monday to Friday show, 10 till 1 every single day. But it's pre-recorded, so I record it all in one block and then it's aired out. And it was one of those moments, like I always do. And again, I'm a big believer in say yes, then go away, have a panic, and then plan how you're going to do it. And that's exactly what I did. Just went away and went, oh my God, I've never done this before. What am I doing? But anyway, I did it. I learned what I needed to learn. Steve supported me, and I absolutely love doing it. And it's got fantastic music. It's a radio station, is exactly like any other radio station, but it's all about positivity and moving forward. And we've got great guests, great presenters, great music, no negative news. So there's no mainstream news. It's just about moving forward. But again, that was just a perfect example of, shall I not, shall I do it? And then it's just like the words come out, yes, I'll do it. And then go away and have a meltdown. That's at the age of 50. And when I was at school, I always had this urge to be a journalist, but for various reasons, I ended up on different paths like we all do. And I feel like that I've almost come full circle, because I feel like the broadcasting is part of journalism. So I feel like, oh, actually, maybe I am doing some form of that now, but it's taken till the age of 50 to actually go back to that. So
you're never too old.
You're never too old. It's never too late. So yeah, so it's inspireradio.co.uk. You can listen to it online. If you've got an Android, there's an app, but there isn't an app yet for the iPhone. But yeah, give us a go.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Definitely, I'll be tuning in. Fabulous, brilliant.
Awesome.
Thank you ever so much. Anybody got anything else they'd like to ask about the conference, or anything else I can help with? I hope to see you all there. It would be brilliant to hack the room. Not that we've got one, but you know what I mean. Good stuff. Well, enjoy your Friday fizz, everybody. I hope you, thanks, Claire. I hope you've enjoyed the sessions that we've been running. It's been lovely to meet people and lovely to see the speakers as well. So I shall be cracking on this weekend with all sorts. We've got a few surprises up our sleeve, as always. So
that's
we
exciting.
shall, yeah. So if we can pull them off. So yeah, we will have an amazing couple of days. If you can't make us, well, thanks for being a part of it, and keep in touch. And if you're on the fence, just bloody do it, for goodness sake. Just get your big girl pants on and get in there. All right, guys, take care. Nice to see
Fabulous.
you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Have a lovely weekend. Thank you, Sandra. Bye.
Bye.
everybody.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you for all.